Greetings, Michael C. Phillips here in northern Thailand. I'm going to do another art video today. So it's that time of the month, and here we are in the studio, and I'm going to tell two stories today. One to start off with, and then the second one will be later on in the video. But the first one is kind of the whole point of the video. We had some men here about a couple weeks ago, Thai guys that were thinking about buying my son's pickup truck. And they were parked out here by the door of the studio. And of course they wanted to look. I invited them in. They walked around. And like most of the time, they were very interested in the structure. The art was really something they didn't even look at. But it was pretty neat, and they were walking around talking, and then, of course, I needed to run up to the house, so I came back in about 10, 15 minutes afterwards, and the two guys have gone. One guy was still walking around the studio, and I said, well, what are you looking at? Because most people don't look at the art. They just walk in and just are blown away by the studio. Of course, I believe it's an amazing studio, and I'm blessed by a good friend that actually designed it for me, a national level artist of Thailand, northern Thailand. Somlak Pantibun, he's a potter, so he designed this thing for me. When I asked him this gentleman, when I asked him what he was doing, he was walking around looking at the pictures. And what he said was, some of these pictures tickled my eyes. Well, that's an interesting way to say it. Now, he's just a countryman from northern Thailand, and he expressed the joy of looking at these pictures by just saying they tickle his eyes. So I thought that was pretty neat. Today I'm going to show you the pictures he was looking at, and I'll tell the second story while I do that. So I hope these pictures will tickle your eyes. They're primarily oil paintings, so we'll check in as we do this. The second story I'd like to share with you is about our family moving into this village. Now, this was about 34 years ago. We were invited to live in this little village. Our first year was doing language study. Now we were going to hopefully find a home, a place that we could live and work out of. So we were invited to this small village on the very northern tip of Thailand. It was a leprosy village, but at that time, the proper way to move into a village was to meet with the headman. Now, I don't think people do that anymore, but that was the proper etiquette. So we made an appointment with the headman, and he was there with his wife and family, as well as a few more board members for the village board. So we sit down, and at that meeting, we were to discuss the laws of the village and what our family would have to do to live there and how we could cooperate with the village. The headman shared his information, and of course we talked about it, and we believed that we could do that, so we agreed that we would follow the rules, and we were accepted. It was kind of like a ceremony. He made the agreement, and so then food was brought out for us to share. It was quite the layout. It had all kinds of goodies, but I remember very clearly one of the goodies was snake soup, and in that snake soup was some hard-boiled snake eggs. Well, the headman was very excited about sharing that with us, the foreigners, and so he gave us both, Naomi and I, snake eggs to eat. And of course, when you're at a special meeting like that, you don't say no, so we started eating them. But the snake eggs were very chewy and kind of hard to get down, but we did do it and had a great time of fellowship, great visit, and agreed. And then we started moving in, and we have lived here now for about 34 4 years. So it's been a real special time, and certainly have bonded with the Ty. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that, and please subscribe, and I'll see you again in a couple weeks. So thank you for watching. Bye-bye.